everybody, Buzz here doing another First Impressions, this time on Pako 2, which is currently in early access on Steam. The current patch is week 21, so it is very possible by the time this comes out, week 22's patch will have dropped. So as we always do, we're going to look at the menus, because that's my favorite thing in the world. Settings menu. Pretty easy on this one, just not too much here. Separate sliders for music and sound effects. Video quality is a very vague term, but for a game in which its graphics are this simple, it kind of works. So there's low, medium, and full. From what I can tell, and as you can see on the screen, low turns off shadows and turns the anti-aliasing practically off. Medium turns shadows back on, and there's minor anti-aliasing, while full has all the shadows are on, and the anti-aliasing is really well done, as you can see from the lamp post, or light pole, that from its shadow it's casting there. Full screen on or off, resolution goes up to 4K. Now this is surprising, but hey, it's got a large amount of resolutions to work with. And my other stickler, FPS lock. It goes up to 60. I have a 144 Hz monitor, still capped at 60. Now the rest of the menus, you have your garage. This is where your cars are that you've already unlocked. I have a sedan and a van, and you get 7 different paint schemes for each. You can buy modifications for your vehicles. Turbo, armor, firepower, they're all self-explanatory. You can pick your weapon. There are currently a few. And you can unlock perks with your money as well. That's really all there is for the garage. Car shop is self-explanatory. There are cars to buy. Now, the van, for example, is heavy, slow, and can take a beating. And it controls fairly well, nice and smooth. The sedan is a nice little all-rounder. Then you get something like the sports car, which I do not have unlocked, but I would assume is very fast and very twitchy, but also cannot take much of a beating. And the muscle seems like it'd be a good all-rounder. That's really all there is there. And you have your statistics, where it gives you a rundown of how many robberies you've done in a run, how long your run was, largest paycheck, ratio of money per second played, times busted, times escaped, and your distance traveled, and total robberies on the map. Currently, there are only 2 maps in the game. There's a test drive map and a map called Martin's Valley, which is an actual town. So we're going to go ahead and jump in with the sedan on Martin's Valley. Now, these are the controls. They are not rebindable, and the game is easily playable with a mouse and keyboard. However, I recommend a controller because it's a driving game and it has twin stick shooter mechanics to it. So, your controls. Left thumbstick steers, right thumbstick is your aiming shoot. Your triggers control your braking and acceleration. You can nudge your car, you get a little handbrake for turns, and you get a turbo button. That's really all you need. So here's the map. And we're off. So the little indicator tells you where your robbery is. As you get closer, you hear the alarms going off. Pick up the guys, drive them to where they need to go. Now, the last time I played this, I believe it was update 21. No, 20. You didn't have a health bar, you had hearts. So now you actually have hit point bar. And if you learn the maps, it's pretty easy to get around. You have the option of turning the option to point you to the closest heist, or you can turn it off. But that's in the in-game options, not the main menu options, which we've covered. But now, this is the bread and butter of the game. It's drive, pick up guys, and then get the hell out. The soundtrack is one of the highlights. While the sound effects fit they work. There's nothing special really about them. It's the music that is really good. It's a nice little 80s synth wave pumping soundtrack. Blow up a cop. And that's where the twin stick shooting comes involved, is when you aim with your right thumbstick and shoot the target. So really the game is about evading as much of the place as possible. They will set up roadblocks, and if you get hit, you obviously take damage. Now, each vehicle has an X number of hit points, cop cars included. And you do have an unlimited amount of ammo, which is a nice touch, to be honest. And it's so easy to get stuck. As I said, the controls are tight. Oh, there's a nice little bug. You can drive into that house. That should probably be fixed. Crash into a building at high speed? Yeah, you're gonna take some hit point damage. So, as you earn money, you can buy upgrades for the cars, buy new cars, or buy new weapons and perks and such. You do not get money for blowing up cop cars, only for completing the heists, bringing the guys back. And as you bring guys back, you also get a little bit of your health back. Your car will stay damaged, however. Not gonna lie, shooting cop cars is quite fun. They will eventually start shooting back, however. And if you don't know your maps very well, you're gonna get lost. Like here, you need to get up there, but there's no real map that tells you how to get there. You just gotta learn as you drive, or really study the map that's shown to you at the beginning of the game. Now, as you complete jobs, you get a multiplier going. So as you turn in, this is bad. Run away! Run away! No, I must turn this in and then escape. Gotta be an escape somewhere over here. Yes, I think there's an escape here. Yes, here we go. And then you can escape by going into one of the many exits and tunnels, which gives you all the money. So now we get a nice breakdown here. Total time the chase took, how many jobs you did is a nice little multiplier. If you found any of the secrets, and then your reward. Then you can play the stage again. Or, pick a different stage or go to your garage and do your upgrading. And that's really all there is to the game. Now, to sum it up real easily for you guys, the controls are fantastic. The music and sound fit, and the soundtrack itself is just really good. I'm gonna go ahead and exit back to the menu, because the siren sound will get on your nerves after a while. The gameplay loop is great. The game's also updated almost every week. There's that. They're always adding content. And the art style, while simple in the way that it looks, it just works. Things I don't like so far. It has very limited content right now. We have a lot of cars, we have all the upgrades and the weapons, but we only have one real map. And in some cases, especially on the main menu, the music tends to be rather loud, even with it turned down. In my case, I have it set to 20%. While in the game, it's not loud enough when you have it set low. There's a really weird balance with the way the sliders work. Like, the sliders seem to only be for while the game is playing itself. Another great lack of rebindable keys. Now, as this is also still in early access, that could change. You might be able to rebind at least some of them. And the last complaint that I have is the graphic settings are way too simple, even for a game of this type of graphic settings. A few more options would be nice, but other than that, it's a solid recommendation if this is the kind of game you'd like, that has a nice little getaway driver mixed with light or twin stick shooting elements. And that is Pako 2. Until the next time, guys.